Mom, don't do that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Mom.
What?
Forgot to put the child window locks on.
Oh. You better not.
All right, lunatic whistling at strange men. What's wrong with you?
Well, not a thing. There's a payback for how many years they whistled at me.
Oh. Ah.
How do you like it?
Okay. I understand all of that now.
Tell me about your dream.
Okay. This day has been a day full of, not today, the last 2 days have been lots of very unusual things. A lot of unusual things. I'm going to start with my dream, and then I want you to tell what happened to you, which was awful. But I had a dream that I was at a Home Depot or a Lowe's, one of those home improvement stores, and Grandma was with me, and she was in a wheelchair, and I was pushing her up the ramp, and we were walking around, and she was picking out birdseed and soil and flower bulbs and all kinds of gardening tools, and she was just telling me all the things she needed to garden. And a lady came up to her and said, "Aren't you Sassy Gran?" And she said, "I am Sassy Gran." And the lady said, "I thought you passed away." And I said, "She did pass away." And then I realized, and I looked at her, and I said, "Grandma, you passed away." And she's like, "No, I didn't. I'm right here with you right now." And I pinched her cheeks, and I tugged on her hair, and I pulled on her, and I was like, "You are here." And she's like, "Well, of course I'm here." And I was so happy. And we just continued shopping and talking and, doing all of that. And we were laughing. And then, I don't remember checking out, but I rolled the wheelchair down to the car, and I opened up the car, and I was like, "Here we are, back in your spot, your trusty seat in the car." And I was like, "I told you I wouldn't get rid of it." I promised her I wouldn't get rid of it. This was her favorite car. Out of all my cars, this is the one that she always wanted to be in. And I said, "I'll never get rid of it for you." So I opened up the door to get her in. And she's like, "I can't get in there." And I said, "No, I'll help you up." And she's like, "No, I can't get in there." She's like, "I'm not really here." And I was like, "What do you mean you're not really here?" And she's like, "This is a dream. You're dreaming this. I love you. I'm not really with you. It's just a dream." And that's what I did. I just started crying. And I went down to hug her. I bent down to hug her in the wheelchair, and she wasn't there. And I looked in the car, and she wasn't there. And I believed she was not dead. And so I had to go through that whole realization of she actually is dead again. It was so awful. I woke up crying. I woke up so upset. I was so upset. And I picked up my phone to a text from you. And you were crying. Because you had to put your dog to sleep that morning. Now I want you to tell me about the day, that night. The night before that morning.
Okay, when you dropped me off, I took Focus for his walk, as per usual. And he took off running. He was running. So I turned him around, and he ran back the other way. I had to run to keep up with him. I thought, why are you running? How odd that you're running. It blew me away that he was running, and his tail was wagging. And then I brought him in.
No, he hasn't. He does not run. This dog barely walks.
Right.
And you had to keep up with him. He was running so fast.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the next morning, I took him out, and he came back in, and he struggled to get up the steps, and so I helped him in, and then it was like he couldn't stand up good. He kept falling over, so I put him on the couch, and I stood him up, and his front feet kept going in under, and he wouldn't stand up, so And then his back leg, he had it curled up, and I thought, oh no. So I tried to make a brace with some Velcro, and it kept getting tangled up in his hair. And I thought, baby, what's the matter? And I put a blanket on the floor, and I stood him up, and he kept falling. He'd fall. And then I'd stand him up. And his heart was beating really, really fast. And I said, are you baby? I lost my baby. But I think that he was running because he saw Grandma and Hocus, and he was running toward them. I believe that with all my heart. With all my heart, I believe that.
Well, that night that he ran, and this dog barely walks.
Yes.
This is a very old 17-year-old dog. This dog barely walks.
Yeah.
And for him to run all the way down the end of the street and back,
Yeah.
and wagging his tail and really happy and pouncing,
Yeah. Bless his little heart.
and then to be pouncing all inside the house and just around, it makes you wonder if he was playing with somebody or he saw somebody that he was
saw
upset.
Grandma, and he was running toward Grandma. I think she was playing with him, her and Hocus. Or all the babies.
Something, because that was really unusual.
Yeah,
So-
it was a miracle that
That
he was running like that.
that's
She took Hocus and left her bracelet. That's
another thing. So the bracelet. I bought Grandma a really expensive bracelet for a special occasion. It was a pricey bracelet.
yes,
Not something that you just want to misplace.
right.
You know,
Yeah, you want to know where that is.
you do. And of course I never made her feel bad about it. I never made her feel even the tiniest bit.
Right.
I just wondered where we lost it. I looked everywhere. I looked in my car. I looked in the safes. I looked in your safe. I looked in her safe. I looked
You asked me if I took it.
everywhere. I looked everywhere for 3 years.
Yeah,
That bracelet was gone
Yep.
for 3 years.
yeah,
We went to Colorado and you brought 4 days worth of bracelets.
you're right,
And you asked me to put them in my safe in my hotel room.
right.
And when I put them in, I looked at them to see which bracelets you brought. No big deal. I put them in the safe. And then when I packed up, I put them in my suitcase. And yesterday, you asked me to bring them over. You said, those bracelets are in your suitcase. Can you bring them over? So I brought the box of bracelets over, the 4 bracelets. And I opened up the bracelet box, and there were 5 bracelets. And the bracelet that was missing was in the box.
It wasn't in the box before.
I have not seen that bracelet in 3 years, and I had cold chills up and down my body. I didn't understand, and I don't understand because I put those bracelets in that box. I took those bracelets out of those boxes and put them in the safe. I put them in my suitcase, and they were still in my carry-on. And all of a sudden, the bracelet that I've been looking for 3 years
Appeared.
it just appeared yesterday out of nowhere. That bracelet just showed, and I don't understand it. And I don't believe in hocus pocus nonsense. I don't believe.
You don't believe in my hocus pocus?
But I don't believe in nonsense. I'm not that guy. I'm not. Miracles. I'm a rational.
Well, how are you going to figure that out?
I don't know,
That
Mom.
baby was running toward Grandma and the other babies.
I don't know. So.
She knew he was coming to be.
I'm sorry.
How else could you explain him running like that?
I don't know. And then another really unusual thing happened. My brother, who hasn't left the house in several years,
Right. He got bit by a brown recluse.
he got bit by a brown recluse spider.
and he's been on oxygen ever since.
It really took a toll on his body. He had a lot of damage from that spider bite.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't. He's really been kind of almost bedridden.
Yeah.
He just barely. He leaves his room just to go outside for a minute and then comes back in, and he's on oxygen, but he has not left the house in years.
In a couple years.
Couple years. All of a sudden, he said, "You said what did you say to him?"
Said we're gonna go eat. Would you like to come with us? Yes, I will. I'll come with you.
And he got out of bed and he got dressed. And I was waiting for I kept waiting for him to change his mind the
To
whole
say,
time.
oh, no, I can't go.
I was waiting
Me
the whole
too.
time.
Me too.
And then he got out of the front door and I was like, what's happening here? And then he walked down the sidewalk and he got in the back seat.
Yeah. And he actually...
And I thought he was going to make me turn around.
Yeah.
And we went and had lunch.
Yes.
I couldn't believe that.
That's a miracle on its own.
So there are a lot of unexplained things happening.
Yes.
And whatever they are, I'm grateful for whatever they are.
Me too.
Because had your dog passed away without that little joyous run right before,
Wagging his tail and running.
it just gives you hope. It makes you believe something good. It you don't miss him any less. But it eases it. It's like, wait a minute. It makes you think, is there a possibility? Is there a possibility that there's something?
I believe in angels.
I believe in God.
I believe in God.
I believe in God very, very strongly. So I don't know. It makes me think of all of the miracles in life. All right, wow, what a video that went everywhere.
I know. You shouldn't publish this.
Well, we'll do it. I would say usually how we wrap up the video is let's go eat.
Yeah, but we're stuffed.
Oh, we ate first.
That's a no-no.
Oh, boy, did we eat. Oh.
And then we keep forgetting the cards. I want to bring 3 or 4 cards with me so I can put them on the camera and thank you personally instead of writing it, sending it,
Right.
putting a stamp on it, which I don't have time for. So I'd rather just say, look at this.
Well,
look
you're
at
getting
this.
senile. You keep forgetting. You
Oh,
poor
well.
senile lady.
That little teddy bear wanting a hug, the little sad face, and that beautiful tube of lipstick,
What are
and
you
all
talking
those
about?
cards.
Oh, the gifts and cards you're getting.
Yeah, that was just awesome.
Okay, well, bring them.
And those globes, you know.
Globes.
Yeah, you stick them in the garden and they glow. They're solar globes.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, beautiful. I love all my gifts.
What I do want now is coffee.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Let's go get coffee.
Do you have room?
I always have room for coffee.
What about a donut with it?
No, maybe.
You're so easy.
I love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, buddy. Hello.